अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। उम्मीद करता हूँ तमाम देखने और सुनने वाले खैरियत से होंगे और ठीक ठाक होंगे। जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि हमारा गोल्स के ऊपर रोज़ाना डिस्कशन हो रही है, तो इसी तरह हम गोल्स के ऊपर एजुकेशन के हमारा जो पार्ट चल रहा है उसका हम वो डिस्कशन करेंगे और चलते हैं चैट की तरफ। और आज का जो मौजूद है उससे जो है करते हैं आगाज़। चैट जीपीटी से बातचीत शुरू करते हैं। और हेलो चैट जीपीटी, हाउ आर यू?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thank you. I hope you're doing well too. Let me know what's on your mind and we can dive right into it.
Uh, ChatGPT. So education. Today's my section is my as part goals and part today and education. So some question. My first question: what is a curriculum?
Great question. A curriculum is essentially a structured set of educational content and learning experiences that schools or educational institutions use to teach students. It includes the subjects, topics, lessons, and activities that guide the learning process. It also outlines the goals, standards, and assessments to ensure students meet certain learning objectives. It's basically the blueprint for education in a particular course or grade.
Who designed the curriculum in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, the curriculum is typically designed by the national or provincial education boards. For instance, the professional Punjab, Sindh, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Balochistan has its own provincial boards and bodies that adapt and implement the curriculum to suit local needs. These boards collaborate with educational experts, teachers, and policymakers to ensure that the curriculum meets educational standards and reflects the country's goals.
As a single curriculum implement across Pakistan?
Yes, the goal has been to implement a single unified curriculum across Pakistan to ensure consistency in education quality and standards. This initiative, known as the Single National Curriculum (SNC), was introduced to bridge the educational disparities between different provinces and types of schools. The idea is to provide all students, regardless of their background or location, with the same foundational knowledge and skills. While the implementation is ongoing and has faced some challenges, the aim is to create a more equitable education system nationwide.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question है, why have province had a different curriculum?
Had different curricula due to several reasons. One major factor was the autonomy that provinces had in the past, allowing them to tailor their educational content to local needs, cultural contexts, and linguistic diversity. Additionally, political and administrative differences, as well as varying educational priorities, contributed to these differences. Over time, the push for a unified curriculum aims to standardize and reduce disparities, but the historical differences have shaped the educational landscape over the years.
Now, what is the object of single national curriculum?
Standardized and unified educational framework across Pakistan. This aims to ensure that all students, regardless of their background or region, receive the same quality of education and have equal learning opportunities. It's designed to promote consistency in curriculum content, learning outcomes, and assessment standards across the country. Ultimately, the SNC aims to reduce educational disparities, foster national unity, and uphold a high standard of education for every student in Pakistan.
Okay. Is the scientific content and curriculum scientific?
Absolutely. The inclusion of scientific content in the curriculum is crucial for fostering critical thinking, problem solving skills, and innovation. By integrating science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, into the curriculum, students gain a strong foundation that prepares them for future careers and challenges. The single national curriculum aims to ensure that scientific concepts are taught in a way that's engaging, up to date, and relevant, helping students develop a curiosity and appreciation for the sciences. It's definitely a step towards a more robust and future ready education system.
Okay. How much rooms does curriculum provide of research and creativity?
And creativity by including project-based learning, hands-on experiments, and open-ended questions. A curriculum can encourage students to explore topics deeply and think creatively. Moreover, integrating research skills into the curriculum helps students develop critical thinking and analytical abilities. When a curriculum is flexible and open-ended, it also allows educators to foster creativity and innovation, giving students the freedom to pursue their interests and come up with new ideas. Overall, a curriculum that balances structure with creativity can really inspire students to innovate and explore.
Okay. Does the current curriculum reflect ground realities?
That's a thoughtful question. Ideally, a curriculum should be designed with consideration of local contexts, cultural nuances, and the actual needs of students. However, in practice, there can sometimes be gaps. For instance, a curriculum might be more theoretical and less aligned with the practical realities of everyday life or the job market. There can also be regional differences where urban and rural areas have different needs that might not always be fully addressed. That said, ongoing feedback, revisions, and engagement with educators and communities help in making the curriculum more responsive and relevant over time.
Does the current curriculum reflect ground? Can a single curriculum ensure educational equality?
A single national providing a uniform standard of education for all students, regardless of their geographic location or socioeconomic background. By ensuring that every student has access to the same curriculum content, it can help reduce disparities between different regions and types of schools. However, the effectiveness of ensuring equality also depends on factors like implementation, resource availability, teacher training, and support systems. While the single curriculum lays the foundation, ensuring true equality also requires addressing other systemic challenges. But overall, it's definitely a positive step towards more equitable education.
From what perspective is a history tight and clear? Thought.
The way history is taught in a curriculum can vary depending on cultural, political, and educational perspectives. From one angle, history is often taught to instill a sense of national identity, pride, and understanding of a country's heritage. On the other hand, it can also be shaped by the perspectives of those who design the curriculum, sometimes emphasizing certain events or figures while downplaying others. This means that history education can reflect the dominant narratives of a society, sometimes leaving out alternative viewpoints or marginalized histories. Ideally, a balanced history curriculum would present multiple perspectives, encourage critical thinking, and help students understand the complexity of historical events. Ultimately, the perspective taken can shape how students perceive their past and their present.
Does the curriculum balance religion and modern knowledge?
Curriculum ideally integrates religious education and modern knowledge in a way that respects cultural and religious values while also preparing students for a rapidly changing world. In many educational systems, the aim is to create a holistic approach that includes ethical values, moral education, and spiritual growth alongside scientific knowledge, critical thinking, and technological skills. The balance can sometimes vary depending on the region, the educational board, and the specific policies in place. Ultimately, the goal is to ensure that students receive a well-rounded education that prepares them both intellectually and ethically for the future.
From what respect and history uh, taught and the curriculum, and does the curriculum encourage critical thinking?
Absolutely. History in the curriculum is often taught with the intention of helping students understand their cultural heritage, the complexities of past events, and the different perspectives that shape our world. A well-crafted curriculum should indeed encourage critical thinking by prompting students to analyze sources, compare different viewpoints, and question narratives. At the same time, there are always challenges in how history is presented, as certain perspectives might be emphasized more than others, which can lead to gaps or biases. And ultimately, a curriculum that promotes critical thinking will encourage students not just to memorize facts, but to engage deeply with history, fostering a more nuanced and informed perspective.
Does the curriculum develop civic civic responsibility?
Yes, a thoughtfully designed curriculum can definitely help foster civic awareness and responsibility by incorporating lessons on civic rights and duties, ethical governance, social justice, and community engagement. The curriculum can help students understand their roles in society. Activities like discussions, debates, community projects, and service learning can further instill a sense of responsibility and empathy. Ultimately, a curriculum that emphasizes civic education can empower students to become informed, active citizens who contribute positively to their communities.
So, okay. Thank you, ChatGPT. Today, and discuss topic and related and more information gave me.
You're very welcome. I'm glad we could dive into these topics together. If you ever have more questions or want to explore anything further, just let me know. I'm always here to help. Have a great day.
ओके तो जी नाज़रीन आज का ये था हमारा मौज़ू जो एजुकेशन के हवाले से निसाब के हवाले से हमने बात की है उसके ऊपर हमने डिस्कस किया कि निसाब में ज़हनी सेहत तवज्जो निसाब में डिजिटल क्यों है सूबों में मुख्तलिफ निसाब क्यों हैं पाकिस्तान का निसाब किसने डिज़ाइन किया और ये तमाम बातें जो हैं हमने चैट जीपीटी से पूछी हैं और चैट जीपीटी ने स्टेप बाय स्टेप हमें हर सवाल का जवाब दिया तो इसी तरह हम आगे पिछली वीडियोज़ में बात की और अगली वीडियो में इसको मज़ीद जांचेंगे तो इंशाल्लाह ज़िंदगी रही तो आपके साथ फिर होगी मुलाकात, तब तक रखिएगा अपना ख्याल। सो अल्लाह हाफिज़।